Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you guys can read by the title, today I am sharing a story with you guys. I got this idea off of a friend. I was watching his Instagram video and he was doing a sit down video, so it just gave me the idea. I've got a funny story, might as well share it, why not? But yeah, so here's how this story goes. This was about 2 years, well, 3 years almost ago. No, 2 years ago, yeah, during 2020, just before COVID struck. Me and a bunch of my friends had this new like tradition we started. So this was during June, July, during Ramzan, because it was really hot and we occasionally meet up during the morning doing our roza. So we would end up getting often really thirsty and it'd be hard to finish our fast. It would just make us too tired. We couldn't complete it. Well, we didn't break it, but we felt like we couldn't complete it. So what we did, we started this new thing. We found a local, like a clean-ish but like less crowded river. So I was staying in in my my hometown, basically, I guess you can say, called Mandi Paudin, and we would go swimming in that river, in that little body of water, every single day for almost the entire month. And it will be four of my friends, so I will name them, because I doubt most of the people watching wouldn't even recognize who I'm talking about, except for a few. I know some people might know who I'm talking about. So it was Kaf, Abdul Rahman, me, and Hamza, and Abdullah Munawar. All right, so we all would go out together every single day to go swimming, because it was a fun little hobby for us. It was a fun way to interact, have some fun. And like we'd go there in the morning, we'd go in the water. First we'd like, it would be super cold, the water, and we'd be like, no, we don't want to get in. We go in and out, and then we'll just jump into the river. And it was really it was weird than actually going into a swimming pool, since in a swimming pool you can actually feel the surface. Over there, because it was mud, it would be so weird between your toes, and like you'd feel like you're gonna slip and fall. It was a really fun time. But one day, I don't know who planned this, but so my job in this whole trip was to have the towels ready and some extra pairs of shorts, because obviously everyone wore we all wore our swimming trunks when we went there. But afterwards, when we had to change, so one person would get in the car, we would stand outside, wait for them to change, and go in. Like, it was a rotation thing. But that's not the point. I would bring that in. So every single morning, these guys would pick me up around 6:45. So around 7:30, we'd always be swimming and go back home around 9:30. So this day, we called up another friend, Nabil, and we didn't. He was like, so the reason why we didn't take him every single day was this guy was afraid of the ocean because he's had a near death experience. I used to laugh at that because I didn't believe it. I was like, how the hell can you be afraid of water? What is this near death experience that you had? And I didn't really think he was being honest. I thought he was just taking a piss just so he doesn't have to come with us, because obviously waking up 6:30 in the morning, it is a pain. I know how many times they would get annoyed. One time these guys came at 6 and I woke up at 8, and these guys could have left 100%. They weren't, even if they didn't have towels, it's not gonna be a end of the world thing. They could have just came home wet or just stay there until they dried off. But these guys wait an extra 2 hours for me. 1 hour. I know I'm bad at maths. To wake up so they could take me. But this very day that we went, we called up Nabil, and it turns out he was also near my house. So like my house's road was the quickest way to that river. So when we called him up, he was like, "Yeah, I'm nearby. I'm just getting done with my tuition." And we were like, oh, let's go to the river, then we'll go get some breakfast after. He was obviously intrigued. He didn't know what we meant by swimming. He thought maybe go to someone's farmhouse, just go and swim there, have some fun and stuff. But when we got him in the car and then we told him that we're going to a river and we're going to swim there, he lost it. So like this guy was shitting. He was so afraid. He was like, no, no, not happening. And the entire, don't you dare click on me. My story's going on. So this guy was literally so afraid. I was still laughing to the fact that, why are you so afraid? What's gonna happen? Because obviously I didn't understand at the time. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna. So we persuaded him. I kind of begged him. I was like, come on, bro, one time just for me, like old time's sake. So he said, "Fine, I'll go with you. I'll swim, but I won't go too far in the water." We had this stupid habit of just like running forward, just like swimming forward with the river, and we got in. So we started swimming. Everyone was getting comfortable. We did some stupid things. So like we would hold our legs, right. So we just grab it from down here, our legs, and we just like spin in the water again and again and see who could last the longest in those spins. Because obviously going in and out, it was kind of a hassle. But we're just doing those stupid things, and we started floating forward. So we saw that there's like it's clear up like more forward, it was clearer, the water. So we were like, yeah, let's just go, it's not gonna kill us. We started swimming towards that side, and mind you, we can still touch the ground, so like not swimming, walking. And none of us, knew a bit of swimming. I wasn't good at it, but like I could swim for 15 to 10 minutes before I couldn't my arms would give out and I'd just like start sinking. So none of us could swim. Nabil was like over there. He was like, "Nope, I'm not going." And we were begging him again and again. He said, "Not happening." And so Abdullah, as I said before, he ended up saying that, "Okay, you guys go ahead. I'll just stay with him here." So we started moving forward. Those guys saw that we were actually going, so they slowly came a bit forward, but at a certain point they just stopped. We didn't. We kept going. We kept going, and there was like the river was going like this, and then there was a bend. So like when we were here, like literally, this is the bend, right? This is where it bends. We were right here. We were like, it's not gonna be that scary. We went, and it looked so like normal. It looked like it was perfectly fine, and we were doing this little thing. So every few minutes later, one of us would just get on their knees and pretend like, "Oh shit, the water's too high. We're gonna drown and stuff." And it came to the point where we wouldn't believe each other that if we were even drowning. We just stopped randomly between this little road, like no, between the river. Just stop at the sides, go on top, and there was this hay bale. So we jump on top of the hay bale, and all of us took turns jumping back into the water. It was really fun, and I remember, I remember. So Abdurrahman Tasadduk, okay, he was leading us. Behind him was Kaf. Behind him was me, and at the very end was Hamza. So I remember Abdurrahman going. So there was this like a bend. So this is the river body, right? And there was this patch of just like sugarcane going in the water, and there's this small little turn just going like this. So it was going like this, right? It was just turning around the sugarcane, and I remember him going like quickly going forward. He's like, "Let's grab some sugarcane because obviously we can eat those as well." He went towards the sugarcane, and he actually like he dipped. None of us saw this happen. So when this was him, right? He was going and then down. None of us saw that happen. So we were like, he's just taking a piss. We didn't even notice, to be honest. We were too busy just pranking each other, so we just like splashing each other in the face with water and like pretending we were drowning at the back. And he was more to, literally petrified. We could tell that he was serious, but none of us believed him. None of us were going to say, okay, yeah, he's actually drowning, because we were skeptical that he's just taking a piss, and none of us wanted to seem like a scaredy cat. So what we did, right, is we kept laughing and saying, "Oh, I'm drowning as well. I'm drowning." I remember distinctly what I did. Was I started getting closer to the curve, and I went on my knees. I wouldn't stand on purpose. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm drowning. I'm drowning." And my friend from me, so Kev, he started drowning as well. These guys, I can see them literally going against the current, trying to come back, and mind you, the current was so strong. It was a hard time to get back. So even if I did not go into that deep side, it still would have been near impossible for me to get back because it was too deep. But when the dip came, so this was me, right? And when the dip came, I was just like, I literally just like, it was like I fell down a flight of stairs. I shit myself. I was scared. I was on the verge of tears. We all were shitting ourselves, and we're all screaming to Hamza. He's still like he's behind, so he's not really near to the fast current. So he's still on the backside. We're just like, go back, call the others, call the others. He's laughing and laughing, and he was like this. So he had his hands like this, and he had his legs up. And we're just like, bro, go back. This is not a joke. We're actually drowning. Get some help. We're gonna die. And I remember in that distinct moment when it was happening, I remember the thoughts just going in my mind. I was like, okay, so this is it. I lived the full life. And I guess this is the end of the road for me. I guess this is all I had written in my life. Well, at least I enjoyed it. And I was just saying I was thinking some really sad stuff. I'm like, all right, my family's gonna be sad. They're never gonna find my body and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, so Abdurrahman was trying to get to the side. I was still trying to go back. So this is 5 minutes in. We three are drowning, and Hamza joins in. Hamza does not know at all to swim. He started going down, up, down, up. So he'd go down, he'd barely touch the ground, and he'll jump up again. And he kept doing that. And after my arms came out, I did the same. Gaff was doing the same. Abdurrahman was also doing the same, but he was trying to get to the side. So this is the corner, and this is all of us, right? And here's the sugarcane. We didn't go towards the sugarcane because, well, I don't know why none of us actually thought to touch the sugarcane. But we kept going. He dipped down, got closer. He grabbed a branch. And none of us saw it at first. He grabbed it, it broke, he fell down. But when he got up, he grabbed a bigger, like a stronger branch. And yeah, he actually grabbed onto it. And I remember in that moment, he pulled Gaff, he got him out of the water. I was still like trying to fight the current. I was trying to jump back to that side, it wasn't working. And I just hear him scream. I'll say the exact thing. Oye, kutte, piche dekh, idhar hath de. I was so relieved. I was like shaking myself. I was so scared that, oh shit, I'm about to die. And I remember him just grabbing his hand and like not even like grabbing. I was like, my nails were in his skin. I just like pull me up. I got out and I just laid on the dirt road, just like thanking God. Right next to me was Skef, and Tasadduq was still standing on the river banks trying to help Hamza, because he was worse than all of us because he was more scared. And I remember him not being able to reach, and me, Kef, having to hold him like by his shorts, and he's just like dipping down to grab his arm. And it was such a scary moment. But when when I was able to grab him, get him out, well, not me, Abdurrahman was able to get him out. We all four of us got out, right? We're sitting drenched in like mud and weird plants and stuff. We're just disgusting right now. I just remember sitting there and being so thankful. I was like, oh, thank God I saved, right? I was just like going like this. I couldn't make a different face. Like I was so mortified that I just had a near death experience. Mind you, I've had other stories, which if you guys like this video, be sure hit that like button. Let me know if you guys want to hear them as well, because I've got a bunch load of stories. A bunch in boarding school, a bunch here and there. But yeah, I remember just being so grateful to being alive, and that literally that day was the first time I went home. The first thing I did, I literally just went home to hug my mom, and I was like, I didn't even tell her, because obviously it's a sad thing to tell. And this would get me in trouble. My mom wouldn't let me go with my friends anymore. But so this happened, right? We go out. We've like got into saying like, okay, calm down now. We went towards the back. We started walking back the dirt road to like the start of the river where the cars were parked. And we see Nabila and Abdullah still in the waters, just chilling, talking, right? They're like, what happened? And we're like, we almost died, bro. And I remember all of us saying at the same time, oh, maran lage si. I remember all four of us sitting at the exact same time. No rehearsals, no nothing. Just it was just like, it just came out like that. And I remember me not wanting to go back into the water, and they were like, oh, we look disgusting. Let's just jump in the water, get a little bit of, get all off of us. Then we'll go home, take a proper shower. I'm like, fine, whatever. We all four jump into the water, and I remember this still. Nabil being so angry at us, like not angry, like making fun of us, like, you absolute idiots, you stupid people. I was telling you guys that you will drown. Why the hell do you not listen? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm never going ahead. But we made like, it helped us out in a way, because after that you'd think that we'd stop going there, right? Nope. We literally stayed in the right in front of our cars for like 15 minutes, and then we started walking again because we're idiots. But this time we made a mark. So on our way, just before the bend, right, there was some a tree hanging literally just a foot above the water. We made that our like mark. So whenever we see that, we just get to the riverbank, climb out, and quickly get out of the river, go back to the start, and start again. But we were mortified basically by this experience. And I remember as soon as we were all done, we usually just we go home, right? So we don't stay and do anything else. I remember all of us just like so scared. Um, uh, Mind you, it was all of our rosas, right? And we were fasting, right, basically. So we get out of the war and we just go to some I think it was some chane was it chickpeas place. We sit inside because we obviously didn't want to go home. We just they wanted to know what happened, and we just wanted to calm our nerves down, find out, just get our train of thought back in line. We sit there and the guy's like आपका रोजा नहीं है, and we're like हम लोग अभी मर मर के बच्चे हैं, हम लोग क्यों फिर से मौत में हाथ मारेंगे. Like we're like, we just barely survived. We had a near death experience, and you really think we're gonna break our rosas? He's like, okay, okay. So what do you guys think? We're like, nothing. Just let's say for a minute. We'll just leave. And I still remember this so vividly because this was one of the most traumatizing things I've had to experience in a while. Before this, I had a few other problems, but if you guys want to hear those, leave a like, and maybe I'll do those as well. But when this all went down, I still remember this so clearly. I remember these words from my friends. Mind you, none of us, me included, none of us are religious at all, like whatsoever. I still remember this, and I respect my friend for this. He and I don't read namaz. We just go for our Friday prayers because obviously we owe this much right to God that He gave us life and whatnot. But we were so grateful that day. I remember him me getting straight into his car, and I had in those days I was in a boarding school, but I had online classes, so I did not go. I remember my principal calling me saying that yeah, are you not coming in for class? I remember me telling him, not this incident, I'm just saying him, oh, I'm driving right now, I'll get home and I'll start the class a bit later, I'm sorry. And I remember the moment I hung up the call, he just says, call him back and tell him what happened, tell him that you need a few minutes to reconcile, like get your head straight, and that you're going to the mosque and then you're going to call him. I remember I always lie to my principal because he's my law teacher, and I try not to tell him what I'm actually doing, because in front of him my image was this sweet harmless little kid, and I always felt that if I told him what I was actually up to, it ruined my image in front of him. So I remember calling him for the first time, telling him what I was actually doing. I was expecting to have a full blown out like like a fit. Like, why did you lie to me? You could have just told me. I remember being like scared again, like not scared as in how I was when I was about to die, but he was like, yeah, it's alright. And we went to the mosque, we prayed, and we read Quran, and that was the first time I did this, except for on the Friday, and I felt so good, and I was like so grateful for that, for being alive. And ever since that day, I still reconcile, not reconcile. I still think about this day, and I'm like, imagine if I had died, what would have happened? We all would do that every now and then. So whenever I'm on call with him nowadays, we just like talk about this, and we're like, just imagine our bodies flowing to the river, and our parents just like wondering what happened to us, and like it's still so shocking to think that I couldn't. This video wouldn't be going up. I wouldn't be having a YouTube channel. I would be dead in a river with like some random animal munching on my corpse. Who knows what could have happened if that day Allah wasn't with me, with all of us, to be honest. And we are so grateful. But this taught me about one thing. Number one, I need to learn how to float and swim. Number two, always have faith in God, which I have a weak like faith. Like I have some problems when it comes to religion. I'm a very confused person when it comes to that. But from that day till today, I have put all my faith in Allah, and I don't doubt Him anymore. But I've understood that if you ever feel that you're in a position where you're completely and totally helpless, that it's the end for you, just turn to Allah, open up a Quran, read namaz, or just talk to Him in general. Just Ya Allah, and just start talking with Him. It doesn't have to be that you want something just because you think that your parents aren't giving it. You're gonna turn to Allah. Always turn to Him, and He will end up giving it to you through your parents or whatnot. But that was the story, and it's taught me the importance of swimming, learning how to swim, the importance of keeping my faith in God in any and all scenarios, and also how stupid me and my friends are, to be honest. But yeah, I know this isn't a really funny thing, but I take it as funny because I always like to remember my old memories as good. Whether it was a bad experience, whether it was a good experience, I just try and keep them as light and funny for me as I can. But yeah, so this was today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy this a little story time video. If you did, be sure to hit that like, subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next. But yeah, if you'd like to see another story time, please do let me know. I'll upload it maybe tomorrow, who knows. But I plan to do a lot more sit down videos, since vlogging was my main goal, and it still is. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna, but due to me having a balanced work and stuff, it's a bit harder. But I hope you guys, and this video suffices as a, like, this works as an alternative. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, I will stop asking you to do that, and I'll end this video. Bye guys.